Yeah. 3-6, mafia. Say what? 3-6, mafia. It's going down. Y'all know what time it is. We ain't playing.
Why is the main reason you like to come and get cigars?
Mostly it's a relaxing thing for me. It's a way to get away from the world and not think about nothing except for where you at in that moment.
Okay.
And some days I need some me time.
You need to debrief.
I need to get away. I need to hear other guys have the same problems I got, so I can confirm. Okay, that is just par for the course.
It's not just me.
It's not just me. So, people be thinking, man, I'm finna get one of them Southwest commercials. Want to get away? I ain't trying to get away. I just need a minute.
Yeah.
So I get to the cigar bar.
And which one is? You've done one this big before?
Yeah.
Man,
2 hours smoke right there. It takes you 2 hours.
2 hours. Look, man. So did y'all see that? This is the guy that has been told his whole
I'm
life.
gonna just bring the rapper.
Okay. Leon Timbo. Shout out to Leon Timbo. That's my brother, man. Check out his music too. Abba, I Belong to You. Check it out.
It's hard for me to sit around and act like, I'm too much of a man to cry. Too much of a man to cough. I don't sneeze. That's something, man. I quit pooping 10 years ago. Come on.
Stop it. Facts. Remember that. It's okay to cry, man. It's okay.
Cigar is tobacco. It's just rolled tobacco. If you go on, look up how they make the cigars, they don't soak them in nothing. They hang them over, rods and let them dry. And it's just,
So it's a very clean
it's
process.
a clean process.
Okay.
And most of the time, there's some people that actually super inhale cigars. The people that, grew up around, they were like, man, don't inhale it. Just pull it in and blow it out. So you get you get the effect, but it's not so strong into you, and you ain't trying to fill your lungs with tar. So
you don't inhale it much.
no,
Just a light little, just
right.
Okay.
You get a light.
Yeah.
If you see somebody inhale, they ain't never smoked cigar before, or they inhaling
Too much.
too much.
Okay.
And I've seen experienced guys laugh and like, oh man, that ain't good.
But most guys, we don't like to even show that we cough from that. So we try to, mask it because we don't want to seem like it's too much for us. But
I'm too comfortable.
Today we have a legend, Hall of Famer that wouldn't even tell you who he was if you saw him in public because he's just that humble. This is a brother and a friend, a brother in Frank's first, Big Mark, Gerald, Henry is in the building with us. And thank you for having us, being here, brother. It's not too often that I shake somebody's hand and my hand gets swallowed. So I'm telling you, today is a humbling day for me too. Just But I want to jump right into it, man. I want to talk about, and I will get back to the question I just asked you, but is it Silsby?
Silk.
Tell me about Silsby. I just want to hear about Silsby.
Silk is a small town in Southeast Texas, about 15 miles north of Beaumont, Texas.
Okay.
About an hour and a half east of Houston, right on the border of Texas, Louisiana.
Okay.
Called the Golden Triangle area. 3,000 people, man, more animals than people over there.
30,000. How many people in your graduating class?
Oh man, like 300, 418, something like that. Small thing, man.
So you can do is get in trouble.
People get in trouble. And meet my grandmother at the time, or
Okay.
she can go to school and apply herself.
Oh, yes.
Get scored and said, try to have better thing in life. And I choose the life.
Choose the latter. I'm really curious about it because we came from Columbia, South Carolina, and I know the fun things we do. Like we used to, if it rained, there was areas where it flooded, we go swim in that one, right?
Yeah.
What would the fun did? So, and that's what we called it. You did it before.
And we was bad kids, man. Like I just came from a funeral yesterday, and a lady came up and she was like, "Who would have thought that you would have been the man you are from where you came, where you started?" And I said, "You know what, guys?" Because I said it all the time, all the time. I maybe it's made $30. When they got money, we get like a cup. And then we stack it full of mud and pop them down on the road.
Okay.
And then they would get dried, and then we would throw them at each other like this. And so that they hit, they would explode on you, but they hurt to you. They hurt. But you know, like the whole point is we wanted to know you got hit. So when we used to play games like that, man, like ridiculous.
So since you're from the country, I gotta ask you, have you ever played BB?
Like shooting baby guns?
Not BB guns. I'm talking about because we get that too. But BB is when a person says the B word and you can punch them if they don't. Like punch boogie bars right by.
Oh yeah. We used to play the what was the name of that game? It was like the buzz card.
Oh yeah, baby. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, if it grinds by and you see it, you get the punch up. The whole thing. Okay, that's real.
We played that.
Did you do any work on farm?
Oh my God, yeah, man. But see, I grew up in Southeast Texas, so even though me and my brother we would work on people ranches, building hay, cleaning stalls, all that kind of stuff. We also grew up in farm area.
Okay.
So I picked purple whole peas. I cut sugar cane. I cut watermelons. Like, you go work on these farms, and then they just pay you for how many bushels of peas you pick. Yeah, stuff like that. So I grew up doing real work.
Yeah. Wow, man. I remember my uncle, we used to do the same stuff. Bells and hay and stuff like that. And he cooked breakfast so good that he didn't have to pay us money. He would cook for us. And I'm talking about grits, eggs, but he had to do the hands. So I'm saying the real
Body by breakfast. Come on, I'm telling that. We used to have my mom about a little thin pork chops, here in the pork.
okay.
We get the little tiny pork chops, brown pork chops.
I love you when you cook. Yeah.
They red-eye gravy. Red-eye gravy.
I didn't have to tell me what that is.
Oh man, red-eye gravy. If you imagine gravy, whether it's chicken gravy, pork gravy, whatever, with the drippings, and then they put a little coffee. It makes it kind of thin. And man, you think that
They didn't have great meat. I ain't tripping right now. I've never heard of it.
you have rice to breakfast.
Rice for breakfast.
Rice. My mom used to make cat head. We used to call it cat head because it's so big to be like a cat head. and you give them biscuits and rice and gravy and pork chops, so scrambled in, man. You were good.
I bet you never had onion sausage. And I bet
I never had onion liver pudding. I have had liver pudding. And
what's your thoughts?
in different countries, I love liver. So, like, man, as a little kid, if my mom ever made onions, I was happy.
You was happy.
Most kids, I hate liver.
Seriously.
But I like pate.
Oh, right.
I've been to England and had blood sausage and
Either with good. Look, yeah, look,
yeah.
man, look, my father passed in 2018, and I try to eat a plate of liver pudding once a year in commemoration to now. I cannot get the consistency. I don't know how you eat it. It's just.
You ain't been to Philadelphia?
That's my
Philadelphia.
What's not? I never had that.
You gotta try it. Like, it's just processed meat.
Okay.
It's
So simple.
The snout,
Okay.
the tail,
The last thing on food. Hash. Have you had hash?
outside you, South Carolina. I mean, you know the Big Show is from South Carolina.
I didn't know he was from South
Paul White.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Man, he used to send me hash from a company that he liked.
Yes.
And man, he said all you gotta do is get a pan, pour it out of the bag, and just warm it up.
Wow.
And then it melt.
So Big Show sent you that even though you've been here several times?
Yeah, well, man, we like brothers now. We like brothers now. When the fighting is over, it's over. Here's for the people that had the most fights and end up becoming the best fight.
That, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, my neighbor,
Show no respect.
right? My neighbor, Sean Dixon. Shout out to Sean Dixon. He doesn't like people to talk about this too much, but he doesn't mind. I share he has a lupus, right? But man, I tell you, he never slows down. You are the one that encouraged him that you could be better by seeing people. He big show the Undertaker.
Yeah. Look it up.
You remember when you did that?
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that he was inspired by it because that was the intention.
Wow.
Because there wasn't a lot of people that looked like me in wrestling, and I grew up watching it. I used to tell my grandmother all the time, like, why don't the junkyard dog win? You know, I was so mad. What is the junkyard dog?
You get a change, yeah.
Oh, man, that's JYD. Why? That's not so bad. What? Oh, JYD, man, I love it. And I wanted to be like, I just didn't know I could do that. You know, there's a lot of that in, our community now. Just because something exists, you don't think it's for you.
Oh, say that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Just because it exists, you don't think it's for you, because you have
Because you want to raise the consciousness of learning to do something and knowing that that thing exists are two different things. I know that playing quarterback means you're going to make more money than everybody. But in my heart and mind, I wouldn't think that a 300-pound dude could play quarterback. But it's happened before.
It's happened.
You remember the hefty lefty that played at Kentucky?
Well, I go Roethlisberger or something.
Roethlisberger was high.
About 2
But, it's like
Yeah.
Jared. I forget Jared's last name, but he was a legit 300-pound dude playing quarterback.
How tall was
he? He was 6'2".
Okay.
He wasn't huge, but like, in height.
Right.
But when you see something with your own eyes, you gotta accept that. Jeez, and that dude, he proved to me that just because you don't see it that often, don't mean it's not exist.
So what do you say to that person? Because I was just in my hometown looking at some of the people, man, that I even stopped and try to speak some language to. I could tell they didn't want to hear the mic make this all me to give them down.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the person alone could see it, but no concept of more than denied it.
It's just denial, but it's also people are broken. You get beat down so much that you surrender and give up. And it's a sad place to be. And I just talked to a kid in the car as he was walking up because I saw how good he did, and I know where he came from. And I just said, hey man, tell your son to call me because I just had it on my heart to tell him I'm proud of him. I want to keep going because this ain't the end. This ain't what's really the beginning. And man, that kid, he scored a touchdown. He broke his kneecap in half, just like I did, just different legs. And he was not want to play football no more. Wow. And I said, bro, you got a long way ahead of you. Like, you just relax, and just keep it going. And that's what he did. And this year, like Friday, he played in a game and he scored his first touchdown.
Wow. This is something that
after being a freshman, being touted as somebody that could make varsity, and when the season moved up, when freshman season moved up,
yes,
he broke his kneecap in half, and wow, fit for all this year and all this summer. And this season, man, we come back, and I just let him know I was proud of him.
so that one phone call probably could push him over.
Well, hoping phone call today makes him feel like, okay, validation.
Absolutely.
But last year, I just had to build him up because I got built up. I was a bad kid, man, that sports saved me.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way to jail or hell. And I had people put their neck on mine because parents didn't want their kids to be around me. I know that's hard to believe now, but like I got picked on and bullied and stuff because I was the blackest kid, I was the biggest kid, And I walk in the room, I smash them. And I had all these violence issues and stuff, and that was mainly because the adult one wasn't doing their jobs, and two, the people thought it was funny. It was entertainment for people to see other people suffer. And I never wanted to be one of those people. I never wanted to be one of those people that they saw something negative and laughed. You know, now if somebody slip on a banana peel and fall down, I might laugh. Yeah, but I'm gonna be running over there to pick them up.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
you know, so it's not like that. I'm not on the panel of people like people that like to watch other people, and I can't do it.
I gotta plug this man. What he's talking about is bullying as well. And I want to take a moment to just say, bullying is not the bracket. And if somebody is in a less socioeconomic situation than you or less financial situation than you, encourage them. Don't take on the man like this. At the end of the day, they may end up being hard hearing.
Yeah.
You may need them one day, but we all need each other. So I wanted to plug that into them.
Man, I know it's wrong, and it's very ungodly. But there have been times in my life where people had to come to me that did me wrong, or said something, or it was something negative, or whatever. And when they have to come and face you, you know, you have to look at them and before and see how this is gonna play out. And they start by, hey man, I'm sorry, or you know, I had you pick wrong, or whatever the case might be. You can't do nothing but shake their hand or give them a hug and say, man, I was bad, this and that, and you go on with your life. But you want to be on the positive side of that equation.
Correct.
And I see a lot of people that they don't see it coming. So there's a reckoning. There's always
They are not the positive side of the people.
it's coming, terrible stuff. And you know, just be on. I just say like to the people that listen to you, like be on the right side of that equation.
Yes.
You know, we don't want to get the or have a positive rather than have to give it.
Yes.
And I've had to give it too.
Yes.
But way a few times I did ever say. And it's just a good person.
What did you say 3 years ago? That there's almost how to be accepting apology because I've heard of people that have been bullied that don't know how to now not be that, but are so hard and so hard.
Right, you start with God's love and grace. Like we all need grace. Right, nobody in this on this planet, both don't need grace. That's the way I've seen it, without fault.
Yes.
That didn't make a mistake. Correct. Because a lot of those people, they made mistakes of judgment. And a lot of it came from being insecure or just being young and inexperienced or whatever it is. Some people have stuff that's far bigger problems than we can sit here and diagnose.
Right.
But nonetheless, you got to give grace. You got to be able to say I'm sorry, and you got to be able to say that I accept your apology. Like I see you really bad because then I've had it on both sides. Both sides I've had it. Yeah, and when it all works out, it'll go with it. That's a real good feeling to have, to know that you have to get top. Yes. And you can go on and try to be a better version of yourself.
So let me ask you this question. Okay. So even at you talked about I've heard another man who just did successfully. I mean, he drank himself right and endeavored. I want to know at my pretty and you were there because possibly was when you were I think Dave and what was it 11 when you were stepping over the rail deal and fell and one of your heroes helped you up and make sure you're okay. You know,
that was Andre John.
Right. What did that moment do for you? Did that help you some kind of way in mind? that he stopped at LT?
You know, I was having issues. I told you as a kid. During that time, there were no big giant role models.
Okay. Okay.
So I thought they were who I was. But when I saw Andre the first time, and I was just like, I could not. And I'm a big guy now.
Yeah.
6'4", 44. Yeah. So I could look at somebody and be like, wow, you big, you know, but it's not like overwhelming.
Right.
I was 8. And he was 7'5". One day, something he looked like a mountain. I know he did. I know he did. And I was like, I just want to get out and touch him. So I'm trying to reach out and touch him on a bike rack. You remember like the bike racks that separate you? Yeah. I got my foot on in between, and both my hands went like this. And when he got close, I did like this, but the other kid wanted to touch him too, so they knocked me over. And now I'm at a push-up position. Oh my goodness. And my feet are up on the rail.
Yes.
And he walked me and looked and was like, pick me up. He beat me. Like, bro, I was at 8 years old, I was probably already 200 pounds. Oh my goodness. Like at least 190, 200, I guess. Yeah, because I know for a fact that 10, I was 225 because I went into boxing. At 10. Because my brother was 25. And I wanted to box. But because I weighed 225 pounds, I was above the age category. Of course you were. You said 10. Yeah. Man, what the hell was they feeding you, man? My mom fed me everything. I ate everything.
So you fall forward.
And he picked me up.
Picks you up. Like, did you hear him?
No effort. Just not noise. He could have probably did with one hand. He just picked it up. He keep walking. I remember going, Charles said, Charles, that's me. Like his thing, as a little kid, I used to lie to. I used to be like, have friends, people like, you don't know him. You know how little kids be though.
So fast forward to meeting him, because you got to meet him.
I never got to meet him. He died the year he died. He died a year after I made my relationship with Vince McMahon.
Wow.
The next year he died.
Wow.
And then I signed with the WWE, and
You were what, 19? No, that was in 96.
that was in '92.
92. But your debut was in 96, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had a relationship. The WWE was one of my sponsors.
Okay. Gotcha.
And with the intent, Vince never said like, "Hey man, you owe me." You know, I sponsored you all the time. I want you to come into wrestling. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
You know, and he was like, "Look, man, what you wrestle a lot, man. We really think for love, how you are.
Wow.
Me and you make you're a good look."
Wow.
You know,
So despite what he was portraying to people, he was a really good dude.
yeah,
That was his
Vince.
thing.
Vince was a businessman, but Vince liked strength.
Okay.
He liked a man being a man.
Gotcha.
If a guy came, "Hey, boss, I'm going like speeches. It's so good at the he would be like, "God, I hate people like that. Oh my God, I wish you'd just leave and never talk to me." Like that's how, like Vince liked strength. And he realized that I was a man's man. I realized that his money was not enough to make me can't belittle myself or feel like that's greater than I was.
Right.
Because I would tell him all the time, "You know you can't whoop me, right?" And he'd be like, "That's why I love you." He was a man. Yeah, that's why I love you. Like, man, I thank God every day for me being willing, because
Amen.
a lot of people realize that that's gonna be the guy to show up. Like, I'm gonna be that dude every time.
When I want to be me.
I'm gonna be me.
Quick little, just nugget. Be you. Don't try to be someone else, because what Big Martin is saying is that he was created to bring something to the table that others weren't. But if you are trying to be the individual that you sell, then you won't be able to bring forth what you were created to bring into the earth.
Yeah.
You know?
You asked me a question that's kind of like at the same time period. you said that there was issues with other wrestlers
Upset that you
being upset that I was making the money that I was making.
too soon is what they
Right.
were saying. Yeah.
And I was good for wrestling because of my image, my notoriety, the fact that I was an international brand. I wasn't like, whenever they said Mark Henry, they said Olympian,
Power lifter.
world champion.
Yes, like
And then there's on WWE. I was bringing a WWF at the time, so I was bringing everything that I was to be international.
wow.
None of them wasn't doing that.
They were all right here.
You know what I'm saying? They were made up fictional characters. And not to mention, like God gave me a level of confidence to be able to say, hey man, like if I'm gonna wrestle, I'm giving up my life as this guy. If you want me to do this, then if y'all else you hate me, and I need a guarantee. Because say I get hurt, I need to know that that's what it's gonna be. And it's not what you get, it's what you negotiate with me. And I'm a good businessman. So I was able to negotiate something for my life, not for one day or 1 year. And you can't judge me because your foresight is
I did not invested fund. Correct.
and so that being said, like, you know, we negotiated a 10-year deal because he said, well, it's going to take you 3 years to really get it and understand how everything works. And I was like, well, that's cool then, but, you know, the longer to me, the longer the contract, the better. Because, you know, it's like, you say that first 3 years, basically you'll be paying me for nothing, but it's not really you're paying me for nothing. You need to be paying me to learn how to be able to make you millions of dollars later on. And
Clinton's of it.
Clippers.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening. And a lot of those guys that were mad, I had the first guaranteed contract in WWE history.
The first. When you are who you are, you receive the first.
And people just hated that.
And I'm supposed to be though. It's like I'm just walking in.
Just envy and you know, like people are narcissists in entertainment. You kind of have to be to an extent because there ain't nobody that loves them so many like I love Lisa Indeed. But I wasn't raised to put myself before God and put myself before my family, to put myself before the people that were my backbone. And a lot of these people that were doing that, they had nothing. And they can't do nothing. And all they have is themselves. And they value themselves more than everybody else on the planet. And Google died. Because one of the guys that was the worst, and the reason that I ended up getting banished for wrestling a year and a half in was one of the main reasons for my success because, and that's another thing, like just because you have a setback or you have something that negative comes into your life, don't mean it's the end. That end, the way God worked, God turned that and said, no, this is going to be the catalyst. It's going to be a catalyst. Come on. So now you get to go away. Nobody's thinking about you. And you get to, and I want to put you with 3 Hall of Fame people to train you and to work with you and mentor.
Now, what was
I came back. That person, he was all the dreams and all the bullying and stuff that he had dished out. He got saved while I was gone. By our Father. Yes, so when I came back, tears, humbleness. Hey man, sorry man for how I treated you. And I went, Mom, come look here. Well, sorry man, cut it out. God will make your enemy your friend and support. And talk about our man, don't get strong, man.
That's so good. Who is Tom Pritchard?
Tom Pritchard was the first coach I had.
Okay.
Dr. Tom Pritchard, he used to wrestle in a tag team and the Heavenly Bodies. They were good. I grew up watching them.
So he was then Gleans and having bodies.
No, I mean like bodybuilding.
Oh,
Physical body.
oh, gotcha.
And Tom retired the year that they signed me, and he was like, you know, I want to be more on the executive side. I want to be on the coaching side. I want to be an agent and whatever. I'm just, I can't wrestle. I want my body to be that. And I became that guy at some point too. Tom was a coach.
Okay.
And, you know, I was the first developmental wrestler for WWE.
Okay.
Another first.
Got it. Another first. Being himself.
And we were working out for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Very glad.
man, I was young with a lot of money, so I acted up a little bit. But about that 6 month period, The Rock
He still got it.
got done playing football in Canada, realized, you know, like, man, this football club ain't like I love it. And he wanted to start wrestling. So he came in and, you know, he didn't have any money, so I told him he could move in with me.
Although this is breaking news for me. So Big Juan Henry had The Rock sleeping over in his house.
Yeah.
That's the, and you've never told anybody that because he doesn't brag about it.
He put a little apartment with no, a room was empty.
Okay.
And I bought him a bedroom set, and he moved there and he picked it back because he started getting the checks. But, you know, we trained together every day for like 6 months. And then we both moved to Memphis.
Okay.
And started working for Jerry Lawler in Memphis territory.
Okay.
And of course, WWE ended up buying the Memphis territory, and it became like a subsidiary of WWF at the time. So me and The Rock traveled, driving the road together, you know.
It is
for,
awesome, man.
you know, a couple of years, and
Awesome.
it was a good experience because he was the hardest working person I've ever met in my life.
The Rock.
Yeah, he used to tell me, man, stop playing video games and go to bed because we got to get up at 6 o'clock. You know, like I stayed up to midnight, 1 o'clock playing video games. Just what could do some good work environment.
Right.
So he was trying to teach me how to be a professional.
Yeah.
And
So what he probably got from his dad, right?
well, he got from his dad, but he also got from his mom, and he grew up in wrestling.
Gotcha.
So he knew what it entailed.
Yeah.
Like my son, if Jacob was here, Jacob could tell me the entire understanding of pro wrestling. He's 17 from one. Wow. He knows wrestling better than all of the kids and all of the first and second year wrestling.
Yeah.
That the WWE and AEW
Is
has.
it because he had the desire or he
So what I taught him.
yeah.
And he said that he wanted to do that when he gets out of college. And I said, well, you got to go represent me with what he left. I mean, I really feel like you need to represent us. And then I know that he was going to do that because of the conversations I had with him. He already is, you know, steps ahead. He way far ahead of a lot of people. That some guys that's on television wrestling right now, I mentor wrestlers.
And then the two young ladies that you brought, right?
And I produce. And my understanding of wrestling is elite. And it's real cool to be to see where Jacob's developing in psychology-wise, because you can't just know how. You got to know why, when, and where. And to be able to tell stories without using their words, but it took me a lot. And he was already there, man. Like, I would tell him to chill out of that game. But he's a good kid.
But yes, especially where what I know at 12 years old, you experienced a lot of people, hard losses. Your life, correct?
Yeah, like my dad, I was 12.
Right. If he was here right now, What were you there taking? Not your life, but what?
Oh man, he'd be spoiling nigga. Probably trying to make nigga beat little kids up in the neighborhood that's do trash. You know, like that's what he did to me. my dad was crude, man. He was a rough dude, man. Like, hey, right there. Go. Why what? I said go. I'm on the way.
He would probably be
so proud of
success right now.
Yeah, he was so proud. He was really like he would eat it up that now you get to tell somebody all the stories of me getting in trouble too. Like, you know, he was one of them. You know, even when I was little, like he couldn't wait for somebody to come over here. You know he went over there and picked that whole garbage can up and with the one with the bricks in it. Too lazy to take the bricks out. He just carried the whole thing. Like, you see, I'm about to take a hill and tell the story.
So shout out to your pop, man. I don't rest in leaves. By the long specific probably thinking it right now. Look at my son. Our son, he had a talk with him. And in the 9th grade, you swatted 625 pounds.
Yeah.
The ego. And how many records did you break? Now you said,
Oh my God, I can't.
you can't even.
You know what? There's a deal that I saw on the internet that talked about how many records I broke and all that stuff. I can't remember. I never was jaded watching my stats. I just went to work. Wow. But my God,
We're still watching your stats hurt you think?
it would occur to me also. I was too busy trying to be better than the best people. The people that I was competing against, you know, like I never even considered that because I knew that when I went to a competition, I was better than everybody. I was competing against the record books, and I was competing against those. The people that I was competing against, most of them were dead already. Right? Like those records that stood for a long time, and you know, like that was always something that I took a lot of pride. I lost one super powerlifting life.
One time.
That was when I was 4 years in high school. I went to the senior national and competed against a guy named Kirk Kowalski. And he beat me by 15 pounds in the senior national championships at Florida.
Oh, correct. There was one other time, but you got a back and you came in 14th place. Is that
Well, that's Olympic lift.
Okay.
That's Olympic weightlifting.
But you had a back injury and still placed though. That's what I'm like.
I came in that champion 14th at the Olympic Games in '96
with the back injury.
Oh, yeah, I tore a muscle in between my ribs. Oh, but the whole thing about that was I was just happy to be able to lift because I got hurt in the first lift on snatch, and then in the next lift, clean jerk, I couldn't even warm up. See, I was in so much pain, and the opening lift was 200 kilos, which is 442 pounds, and you know, no warm up. Chalk on the hands, did the lift the best I could do, and I got 2 white lights, and they gave me a total, which I ended up 13th, which gave us points. So our Olympic team, we ended up coming in 10th overall as a team.
Okay.
And if I hadn't made that lift, it would have been in the top 10. And you know, I suffered up. We did that for our team.
With your injury?
With the injury. And my coaches, like they said that was way worse, way better than we wanted to go back because they saw that I was complete for my teammates
And not for yourself.
and not for myself. That's what we need to do more of in our world, in our life. You know, sometimes we can compete for others. You know, it just benefits everybody, you know, better and it's humbling, you know, and people act big when you stand up, you know, and it really don't even affect you. So my whole life I've been doing
we really need to, man, that's like, oh my goodness, caption, we need to hold on to that. If we're looking out for the benefit of others, everybody's benefit. You know, if I'm looking out for you, you're looking out for me. Right? In any relationship, it's specific.
Yeah.
It's just, it was beneficial for everybody.
You make the team better. You're making the little city you're in better. You're making a state. You're making the world better. Like, yeah, just keep all that. Try your best to be better. Need words today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Finish. One other thing I wanted to, bring up, the girls that you brought in that are now doing very well, and two young ladies. How did you find it? Because I know that it seemed like female wrestling, since it's subsided, but it seems like you have a hand in helping bring that back to life.
Well, my whole thing, the girls are a byproduct of the fact that they wanted, one of them, Jade Cargill, she wanted to come into wrestling.
Okay.
And she heard by my reputation that I had a reputation of mentoring people to success. So my reputation helped that whole situation. She reached out to me and I talked to her and I asked her what her interests were and what is she trying to get out of pro wrestling? Like, what's the whole point? And she said, I just want to have something that I did. Like I'd love to like be a champion one day. I don't want to just do it just for the sake of playing. I said, well, if that's how you feel, I'll go to this guy. And I called the guy, the trainer. I said, put a game place and see if she can do it. Like we rough on it because I don't want nobody represent my name that they live in the fight. And that's kind of
What happened there?
That's what happened for her. She was a basketball player.
Okay.
But she wanted that.
So sometimes she, just like the Wayne Rock, football we love, but it didn't love back. Right. So that could just.
Basketball, you love her like she loved it.
So that could be God's hand just moving.
Right.
So that's something to hold on to. If you're not as good at, or if it's not loving you back, then just look at the other opportunities around you. Don't be so in tunnel vision focus, right?
Yeah. Bianca, on the other hand, I saw her compete in CrossFit. Man, the sport of CrossFit, it's a physical game, physical sport. And she was doing it so effortless and very entertaining in the process. She could wear big bowls in her hair, like Mickey Mouse bowls, you know what I'm saying? With polka dots on, little tutus and stuff. She was colorful. Mm-hmm. And I said, you too big for CrossFit. Wow. I was like, you need a stage, you need to be in you need to wrestle. Wow. Because I think that if you take them made for you. And she was a fan. Her and her dad used to watch wrestling. And she was shocked when I talked to us. Wow. And said that. And I told her, I was like, hey, tell your dad to call me. Because, she was 18. I couldn't talk to a young girl on the phone. And she said, I said, hey, this is just an introduction. I had her dad, mom called me, we'll run the spot and see if that's something that she was like, I want to do that. Talk to your folks and tell your dad come. So he called me the next day. We started talking and I said, listen, man, I'll fly out to Orlando. And they came to Orlando to the school and 3 years later, she was the head liner of WrestleMania, the biggest show in the world. Be flexible. And patient. What was so hard about, I got to look at that. So what was so hard about the acts? Because everybody still talks about how he lived at this acts club, he had 3 times. And at that time, everybody that only done it 1 time, it was like, it was a train axle.
Okay, that's
like not like a chop it again.
Oh,
but like a train axle.
Okay.
So back in old days, the trains were on fixed wheels with rotors.
Okay.
So, you know, for like a steam engine train.
Okay, gotcha.
And somewhere along the line, one of the strong men, Adolf Paul,
I remember. I
decided that he was going to lift his train axe,
okay.
and did. And it became a thing. And only two other people, Norbert Szymanski, who was an Olympic champion, and John Davis, were able to lift the Apollo's widows. Okay. So three people that lifted it just
One time.
one time. And when I heard the story for the first time, I was like, well, how much does it weigh? And then they said 377 pounds. I was like, I could clean, you know, 500. So I knew that I was strong enough against it. 500. Then they said, well, wait a minute. It's 377. It is on a fixed bar, not a rotating bar. So when you pull something on a rotating bar, you move like this, the bar moves and the weight still stays still. But when you lift something that's fixed, when you lift it and you try to rotate it, it starts to spin and it creates what they call a centrifugal force. And once the object is in motion, it stays in motion. If it's 377 and it started going this way, it's gonna keep going that way and you're going with it. So in my lifting mind and science in mind, I figured out that I can generate enough power to make it fly and then let it go. And then once I was able to let it go, I was able to move my body and get under it, absorb the energy and lift it and then put it over here. Still times. And I did it 3 times. I did it 1 time for everybody that ever did it in history, which was my intent. And my coach was like, I figured, I was like, it's true, it's gonna happen, watch. And it did. And we did that. I had enough time to do another one, but I did what I said to do.
My goodness.
And it just was a good experience. And I love the fact that if you watch the video of me lifting the Apollo wheel, and you take all the best guys in history that have tried to lift the Apollo wheels, and you look at the difference, there's no comparison that, you know, hard and strong.
This choice came in the way of madness. You went out, you went out to an island by yourself for 9 months. Why did you do that? What was the reason that you would go away? Was your wife with you?
No. Well, we weren't married. She was my girlfriend, and she did get to come to Halifax. But she came to visit. Excuse me. The reason that she got to come is because HBO did a story on me, and they were asking me, you know, so are you married? You got a girlfriend? I said, yeah, I have a girlfriend, but she was in Ohio. And they said, well, we want to get interactions with you and her too. And that was the only reason she came out there. Because I didn't want to be distracted by anything or anybody. When you train for the Olympics, like, man, that's every 4 years. And it's very rare that you get an opportunity to go to the Olympics. You can't be distracted. And during that time, I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go out there in Halifax and train, and with Dr. Terry Todd and his wife Jan, who were strong morning, what's called time. Terry is like the godfather of strength coaching. Wow, like there was no such thing as a strength coach before Terry. And so that being said, he went out there on the man, and that was it. That was history. I had 9 months of training, and I went straight to the last. You know, so loud, and that I told my girlfriend then and now wife, I was like, when I'm, training like this for, specific games, like I could talk to him, but like I don't need to see. I definitely don't need to see physically because like women weaken legs.
The facts. That's about it. That's it. Yeah.
Like I didn't want anything to stop me from my success. So like it was almost a calendar year before we saw each other. Like complete abstinence. Like
So about it bad enough, you'll do whatever you got to do.
like you just said, you have to do whatever you got to do. Hardly anybody is willing to accept whatever you have to do. The hard, like the only thing that I knew I was not going to do is I was not going to use drugs. I was not going to cheat. Like a lot of cheating. Like I look at even their support wear. This support wear, I feel like that was cheating. To wear a bench press shirt or a squat suit or a deadlift suit. The only thing I ever wore was a belt, and that was for my physical protection. And I would wear knee wraps because that was for protection. It wasn't
To support you.
to support me.
Yeah.
And that's just what it was, man. Like I enjoyed my sporting career. I ain't even let the number take. I have zero regrets. I did everything that I was supposed to do.
So what is part every what do you need to like now?
Well, now I'm working on the executive side for wrestling at AEW. I'm also, I got the #1 radio show on Sirius XM.
That's called me.
It's called Busted Open. It's all fighting nature.
Just for everyone to know what's that. Okay.
The #1 pro wrestling show in Europe. And we break down and analyze pro wrestling in a way that pretty much nobody else has been like.
Awesome.
There's some great shows out there. But like Ian David Greca and our team, Bully Ray, Thunder Ray is on the top and train for the big game, all Hall of Fame wrestlers, like we're able to do this out there. Can't really not.
So the last two parts of it is Ric Flair. Are you gonna have that conversation with him?
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Definitely. That's something that I've never ran from anything that I ever heard that I thought was controversial. In talking about stories that he was people saying that he was a racist,
Exactly.
which I've never experienced.
Right.
But if that was something that was a real thing, I would say something like, "What was up with this?" And
While other people shot for
right,
yes.
people are shy away from it. But Rick know me. He knows. I mean, if he see me come in like, Rick, I got some questions, and he gonna do all man. Well, here we go. What's going on? And he'll accept that.
Yeah. Because he knows it's coming from the
Because he knows where it's coming from.
yeah.
And there's a lot of people that they approach situations with gasoline and ranch.
That's correct.
I don't be that. Like if I have a problem, then that problem is going to be been head on. It's going to be without. It's going to be without trying to gaslight the situation.
So like people say, let's bring harmony, let's bring peace.
Yes, I want to bring healing and peace to the situation rather than piss the bed with. I'm more on the side of Martin Luther King than the Malcolm X. But at the end, Martin Luther King realized that Malcolm X was right.
Yep.
And that the conversations that they were having were in line with the enlightenment of black people needed to know where we really stood, and kissing and hugging was not going to get that done.
Yeah.
So
I think that I wouldn't say that he's right. I think that he would say that he would adopt more of his principles because
you always have to have adjustment.
exactly.
Like some other things can't stay the same.
Exactly.
And regardless of whether or not you're right, there is something that always could be added to their perspective.
Exactly. And lastly, what would you say to those people in closing? Something to those who are trying to become the best that they can be. Can you just give a few words to those individuals?
You know what, man? I think the best thing that I could say about success is you should never go into any business or any sport or any entertainment or any trade without knowing as much as you can know about what it is about the environment. And that just comes from studying. If it's wrestling, marble, tiddlywinks, whatever it is, you need to know as much as your boss. Your boss should never be able to say, well, I studied my whole life and I know this, and like all due respect, like I studied this just like you did. Like you tell me something and I'll finish it. And until you're there, like your boss is never gonna truly respect you as somebody that can partner rather than be employed by you. So know your business as much as you can know about it in the history of. Like I love history. I read a lot. And whenever I was involved in something, I knew the history about it. I knew the history of Olympic weightlifting. I knew the history of strongman. I knew the history of wrestling. I got involved with David McGregor, who was the host, the main host of Sirius XM show, Russell. Because I loved radio as a kid and wanted to be involved in radio, I used to study. I met Dave was like the best teacher that I could ask for, because he did teach us that entertainment and radio and film at Rutgers. So he was a professor. So every day I talked to a guy that was a professor already.
Look at the alignment that I
The put you in the place with this person. So like, go know what you're doing. Like don't expect people to tell you just what to do. You go and figure it out and go. That's a big part of it. Like, the sacrifice. I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be able. I never went on spring breaks. When I was in college, I was always training. I always had a competition coming to see in May. There's a lot of things that I've sacrificed in my life. I miss I miss weddings, christening. Like you can go on and on and on. Like I missed stuff because what I was doing at that time was more important. If it's really that important to you, why you gonna miss that funeral? Or you gonna miss that wedding?
and you don't regret missing any.
I don't regret none of it, because all those people that love me enough and invite me to a wedding or there's a funeral that I should have been at, they know why I was doing what I was doing. They know why. So I wasn't letting them down. I was doing just what I was supposed to. And that's what I want the people to do.
Mark, here we are. They all brother in their hearts. I'm telling you, Paul, this is a beautiful time, beautiful information. And I'm a little starstruck today. We are all strongly because of the strength that you walk in, that you got, that you possess, but the meekness that you walk in.
Well, what do you want to be taught by? You want to be taught by a bully, or you want to be taught by somebody with benevolence?
Benevolence all day long.
I'll take that every day. So it's gonna, that kind of leadership comes from that person wanting unity better and to be able to feel in that they gone.
Exactly.
If I can make the world around me function better or as good without me, then I'm doing my job.
Look at God. My brothers. Hey, y'all, man. make sure you remember to check out the talk show that Mark is a part of. And man, just, really listen to the part about being who you are. There's so much here, but my biggest takeaway that I want you to take away as well is it's okay to be you. Doesn't matter how many people try to shift you or make you think you need to change, because you may not be the problem, you may be the solution, right? 999 people may not have a problem. And because you do have a problem with the issue, they may say, "Oh, they're crazy." But you're not crazy. You're the one with the solution. Y'all have a good one.